Blake Lively had another issue making the 2018 movie A Simple Favor, which was a success, making $98 million on a budget of $25 million, but she didn't get along with Anna Kendrick. It was reported they were both pretty immature, where Anna Kendrick demanded to show her cleavage in the poster to distract people from Blake Lively. And the two didn't have a good relationship on set, which is why they didn't do many interviews marketing the movie together.
They thought they could gaslight the entire world, but the truth always comes out. Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick, yeah, they hate each other. It's been an open secret in Hollywood, and now the cracks are too big to hide instead of just admitting. The obvious, Blake is out here playing the victim, claiming she's too traumatized to go outside, while her director Paul Feig is straight up lying to everyone's face. And
definitely trying to be like, do you think the movie has been impacted by the Blake and Justin stuff without being so blunt? And Anna tried her best to be like, I don't know, like, what's going on? And she walked away so fast. Like, she did not want to be asked any more questions like that.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake?
The set was a war zone. You ever been in a room where two people can't stand each other, but they have to pretend to be besties? That's what filming A Simple Favor was like. Blake and Anna were both massive divas, constantly clashing, making demands, and turning the set into a toxic war zone, and who is caught in the middle. Paul Feig. Now, Paul Feig wants you to believe this is all nonsense. But insiders? They tell a different story. Multiple crew members have come forward saying that working with Blake and Anna was a nightmare. People were literally counting down the days until filming ended because the environment was so toxic. Yet, here's Paul Feig on Twitter telling the world, you're wrong.
And yours is like very insecure.
Yeah. In
I don't
real
take
life,
that-
it's the other way around, and I constantly have to call Blake and be like, it's okay, you're good at giving interviews, I promise you, people like you, they respect you.
Paul, buddy, what exactly is wrong? The fact that multiple people say the same thing, the fact that the tension was so bad, the entire set felt like walking on eggshells? Be specific, because let's not forget Paul was the only one who could get Blake and Anna to tolerate each other. That doesn't sound like two best friends hanging out. That sounds like a damage control expert babysitting to Hollywood ego.
Do you block people ever?
No, I've muted some people. Now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted.
Good.
Yeah.
You can mute people on Instagram?
Yeah, it's a new feature.
Really?
I know. Get excited.
But wait, Blake Lively is lying? No.
You have to kind of go into these details to really get a full understanding of just how bad Blake Lively is. I don't know. This doesn't look like a woman under stress. This doesn't look like a woman who can barely get out of bed, as we've seen in reports. This looks like a woman who cannot wait to be back in the spotlight.
Let's talk about Blake's biggest lie yet. According to her own lawsuit, Blake Lively is so traumatized by this situation that she can't leave her house, is too distressed to get out of bed, is suffering from severe emotional trauma, and get this, even her children have been permanently damaged. Wow, sounds devastating, right? Except, we have the receipts. Blake Lively is not hiding at home. She's out at movie premieres, smiling, laughing, and posting about how much fun she's having. Watching A Simple Favor opening night felt like a rock concert. Thank you to the best audience ever. Sharing this moment with you all was incredible. I'm sorry, what? So she's terrified to go outside, but she's also having the time of her life. Someone, please make it make sense. The proof is right here. Blake Lively is literally proving her own lawsuit is fake. And now, Paul Feig just made it worse by contradicting her statement. Think about it. Blake's legal team is trying to argue she can't be seen in public, but then here comes Paul saying, nope, she's fine. She's not afraid of being outside. She's out at events having fun. So which is it? Because if Blake is telling the truth, then Paul just exposed her. And if Paul is telling the truth, then that means Blake Lively is lying in a legal document. Paul Feig knows the truth, but keeps lying instead of admitting what everyone already knows. Paul Feig is doing damage control, desperately trying to cover up the drama between Blake and Anna. But why? Because if he acknowledges the truth, it makes Blake look bad. And if Blake looks bad, it hurts the movie. This isn't about loyalty, it's about PR spin. Insiders say it's so much worse than what the public knows. Blake and Anna hated every second of filming together, the crew was miserable dealing with their egos. Paul Feig had to constantly manage their tantrums, and yet, he's on Twitter acting like they're besties. Nah, not buying it.
Anna Kendrick can't fake it. She's just like, listen, I know y'all want me to, but I can't with this.
Where's Justin Baldoni in all this? And what about Justin Baldoni? Blake had no problem taking pictures with Anna, someone she clearly despises, but somehow she couldn't stand next to Justin. This whole situation didn't need to turn into a lawsuit. She could have just been civil, taken some photos, and kept it moving. But instead, she created a mess that now involves her co-stars, her director, and even Paul Feig's wife. Paul Feig's wife drags Justin's wife in just when you thought this drama couldn't get worse. Paul Feig's wife jumped into the fight, and what did she do? Attack Justin Baldoni's wife. Let's get this straight. Blake starts a lawsuit over nonsense. Paul Feig tries to cover for her. His wife goes after another woman. To defend Blake, the unprofessionalism is insane. Blake's career is not over even though she claims it is. Blake wants you to believe this lawsuit has ruined her career. She's out here playing the woe is me act, talking about how she's losing work and how Hollywood is turning against her, except she just booked a new project. She's narrating a documentary about penguins. Hulu is promoting her nonstop. Where's the career destruction, Blake? Because it looks like Hollywood still has your back. The real reason she's stressed, Blake isn't suffering because she's a victim. She's suffering because people are calling her out. The internet dragged her for trying to steal a movie from Justin Baldoni. She exaggerated everything in her lawsuit, and now she's getting caught in her own lies. That's why she's stressed. Because people see through the act. Paul Feig, take the Paul Feig, let's be real. You're lying for Blake, and it's obvious. If you're so confident she's innocent, here's an idea. Let the crew speak out. Promise there will be no backlash. Let them take a lie detector test, because let's face it, you already know what the truth is.
Blake Lively, after her biggest success, was just met with a lot of controversy, but now to make things worse, it's come out she feuded with Anna Kendrick.
You're just hoping nobody else figures it out. The final question, well, do you believe Paul Feig, who has every reason to cover up the drama? Or the crew members who have nothing to gain by lying? Because right now, all the evidence says one thing: Blake Lively's victim act is falling apart. Subscribe for more Hollywood exposes, because the truth always comes out.